Sit back, relax a little bit. Let me tell you a story. See if yours is anything like mine. Remember when I was a kid? So much better when I popped the lid. Feel the rap or open it up.
Exactly, listen to Shawnee. Right, and Cash Out's the easy way to get money transferred when you're out with friends. So pick up into that and then we'll get back to it.
He said, baby, jump in the back, boy. Tailgate crazy.
Tailgate crazy. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Another great episode of Fantasy Reports on Shady Sports Network. I'm your host, LaCedric Green. Got the co-host, Justin, over there. What up, bro? How's it going?
What up? It's pretty good. Ready to get on with the show. Get it going.
There we go. Started a little bit late, so hopefully we start seeing people roll in. I know we're a little bit later than usual, so sorry about that. But anyway, tonight's episode is gonna be a good one, guys. We got some good stuff for you. We're just gonna be talking about a couple things going around the NFL. Even though it's off season, there's still some stuff going on. We got some franchise tag watch going on, and then we're talking about some expansion, and then just some news around how that affects fantasy football, and then we'll go and talk about basketball and talk some more in this All-Star game too, right, Justin? I know it kind of felt like the NBA was listening to you, so it'd be good to expand on that.
Yes, sir.
Some takeaways from that, and then kind of look forward to the second half of the season as well. So it'll be good to see how it goes for sure. So you know what? Let's go. How we've been doing lately. Let's go ahead and get a promo in real quick, Justin, and then we'll come back. We'll start on that expansion talk from the NFL, or the international games from the NFL. So yeah, guys, rocking with Shady Sports on Fantasy Reports on Shady Sports Network. We'll be right back. Yes. So, as we said, we try to put an outline together tonight, guys. Kind of keep it in check, keep the conversation going, or get it started, whatever it may be. So, we'll just start with the NFL. Talk about they're talking about expanding some international games going beyond the UK, right? That's where they play most of their games, is in the UK. So yeah, they're talking about.
I believe there's 3 games in the UK
they're talking about
this year.
Oh, there was 3 in the UK this past season.
Yeah. From what I read, it looks like they're gonna have 3 in the UK, and then the big one, the Steelers in Ireland, and the Dolphins in Spain.
The Dolphins.
Opponents
Spain.
opponents to be determined. Who would you like to see the Steelers play in Ireland?
Oh man, I know
it's way too early, but
I was thinking about that when I was putting together. I don't know. Steelers in Dublin. Maybe the Broncos.
Oh, that's a good one. I was thinking of a rematch, a revenge game for the Broncos. I was thinking they'd play the Dolphins in Spain.
Ooh, yeah.
Get that 70 burger put on the Dolphins. See how they feel about that one.
Right. Yeah. I don't know about going overseas though. That's kind of a stretch to fly.
To elaborate on your follow it up. I don't know if I like my team going overseas. I think that it affects the players too much. I feel like it affects their fantasy value going over there. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but it just feels like watching the games that I've watched overseas, they haven't been really offensive juggernauts or really exciting games. They've kind of been slower, sloppier, and just really lot remains to be seen with like fantasy value for players when they go overseas. I think that trip affects them. I don't know if they're not like all the way their heads in the game because they're exploring the cities that they're in for the weekend, or they're just the travel is too much. But I think it's a cool idea. It's a cool concept, but it definitely translates on the field as like not so good watches in the past.
Yeah. And then, speaking of that though, and then, especially here, our forte on fantasy reports being fantasy related.
Yes.
How do you, because I feel like I'm probably not starting players if I don't have to, if they have an international game.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat with you. I traditionally try to like pivot to another player when I see some of my players in my lineups like going into an international game, because I do factor in that travel, the practice, and just everything that goes into it, around it. That I just don't like it, because even so, like the week following a game that they traveled overseas, it just seems like they're like slower, they're behind, they're just like lagging, and the performances have really showed in the past that like fantasy outputs for teams post traveling overseas and going overseas have really hurt your lineups. Because I think what did we have last year? We had the Jets and the Vikings was one of them
last year.
And then, like, I don't know what the scores were in those games, but I don't remember like any wow fantasy performances. Like, wow, I'm glad I started that guy. Or, but regardless, to answer your question, I'm leery of it. I mean, it's cool for entertainment and optics wise, but for like fantasy purposes, I try to avoid it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't because injuries and whatever, but I factor it into my expectations for my players that weekend of games.
Yeah, it's hard. And I mean, usually it's like teams you're not playing too many players from, but like,
and it is a weird time too, because you have to like have your lineup set by 7, 6 in the morning because the game starts at like 8 or 9 or whatever.
If earlier, I mean, probably for you guys, like at that time here, it starts at like
even earlier,
you got to have your lineup set by midnight. You want to be ready. Yeah, it was
and waiver wires too. That's stressful.
So last year was the Jets and Minnesota played, and then Jacksonville and the Bears both played in UK, and then they had Germany games, New York, Carolina, New Orleans, Kansas City. And then the Brazil game, Miami. Wait, was it Miami, Green Bay?
No, I think it was Philly and the Packers.
It was Philly and the Packers, right?
Like that was the one good one. That's the one I really remember from last year. The other ones are just kind of like, all right, okay.
Well, I remember the Bears one because Caleb Williams, he went off.
The one game?
Yeah. Hey, he had himself a game. So I remember that one, But other than that, I mean, like it wasn't a whole heck of a whole lot, right? Like, But it'll be interesting to see. I like I said, I try to steer away from players if they're going on an international game. I kind of try to treat it like a Monday or Thursday night game times 10.
Yeah, for sure. You can kind of tell too, like the sports betting world, by like how Vegas and those books are going. By like you could have player projections and point totals of like the bets they come up with. So as like just a gauge of like, okay, this is what the bet world is thinking that so and so is going to go off today, or so and so is going to. You gotta factor into just what kind of momentum those teams are bringing into those games. Are they playing well? Are they playing bad? Or are they like starting off slow? Or are they starting off hot? It's a lot of variables and factors. It makes fantasy football a little bit more stressful, and especially the exotic places they're going to, like Brazil and like all over the place. Like at some point, what do you think? Do you think they'll ever get to like Australia or like?
Well, and I mean, what we're seeing though, seeing how we were talking about, Italian football the other day. So, I mean, you're seeing that the stage is being set to where, they're having the the running back. No, where they're having the
the running back scores.
They're having the different countries play football, right? American football. So
Yeah.
they're gonna have the fields there. All of that field was crap for that game that I watched. But anyway,
do you think it's like building up for like all these other leagues getting their teams and stuff, and like ultimately at some point the NFL Goodell's gonna be like, okay, our Super Bowl champion is gonna play against your league's champion.
Well, I want to
see
that, right? I want to see like a four nations type deal. With
you want to see like
NFL,
a Denver Broncos versus the Frogs?
No, it'd be like American. It'd be like, oh, well, I guess it would be like, yeah, it'd be like the best of the better team versus like the best team from like the CFL and like the best team. Yeah, the Frogs get demolished by the Broncos. Practice squad.
You didn't see a lot of talent over there in the Italian football.
I saw a lot of talent. That
Bo Nix throwing all over the place over there against the Frogs and stuff.
Would just be, our line would just have to stand there. They wouldn't even have to move. It was like a mix between like whatever. It's good football.
Yeah, but that'd be cool. But it kind of feels like that's where the NFL might be headed, is like just try to like build like a world tournament kind of a thing.
Yeah, no, and that's what they're at least trying to pull in viewers, right?
Because they're like, are they for sure going to be adding an 18th game? You think?
I don't know. We'll see.
Because at some point, like I think they should have. I know it's probably a hot take and not popular opinion, but we saw last year how many friggin' injuries there were, and that's brutal for fantasy football. Like, I think at some point with just player conditioning, the length of the season, all this travel, like you're talking about, and the player stats in mind for fantasy, like they should have like two bye weeks, a bye towards the beginning of the season, a bye towards like before the playoff push for teams, just to have that extra week of rest. Because man, there's nothing more brutal. Like you try to like start off hot with your team and then injuries happen, or, you know, they can't get the bye week, they're playing poorly, or late in the season, you're like, oh, my guy's playing hot and whatnot. And then all of a sudden there's a bye week. It interrupts that. It's just, I think if they want the players to keep playing at the level that they're playing for the majority of the season, that they need to keep them fresh and healthy, especially going to the playoffs. I mean, you don't want to have like these top teams going to play each other in playoffs, but then they have their superstars injured. They have like you saw with the Lions, a bunch of injuries. Like you didn't get to see the teams at their best with all their players. I mean, it's also the reality of the sport. It's physical. It's like a lot of it, whatever, but like whatever you could do to maintain that sort of competitiveness of like having the best teams with their best full complement of players playing the whole, like where the games that really matter at the end of the year.
Yeah, and I mean, it'd be cool to see that. At least they don't have the problem the NBA has, where they have to force players to play a certain number of games, right?
A load management.
Yeah, that was odd, but it would be nice. So you're saying you want to see a second bye week?
Yeah, like especially because think about it, like with a 17-week season, you're that team that has like a week 4 or 5 bye, and then you're playing 13 weeks straight plus playoffs, potential Super Bowl. Like, granted, if you go to the Super Bowl, you get that extra week off, but I don't know. Do you see advantages there for teams that have bye weeks later in the season and then make the playoffs versus teams that have the bye weeks earlier and then make the playoffs, kind of thing? Like, or how do you feel about it?
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because, I mean, you know, you saw the Lions, they had the week off, the bye week in the playoffs, and then the Chiefs had the bye week in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, and one made it to the Super Bowl and one didn't. So it's really a coin toss. I think it is, right? I think it just really is I don't think it's any different, especially nowadays. I think these teams just kind of take it as it is. I think it's good to have the bye week if you kind of need to get healthy. It kind of helps you, give you that time. But sometimes it's just better to roll with the momentum that you have, you know, and just kind of go off that.
Yeah. And I have one thought that's probably not a good thought to have when it comes to fantasy football, but it might be something to talk. Like, do you think with like the seasons getting longer, the travel being in effect for the NFL and these teams, do you think players are holding a little bit back so they don't risk injury, or like to protect themselves? Like they don't like go over beyond performing because they don't realize it's going to be a long season. They want to get to the end and like that affecting their fantasy performances and play? Do you think, or is that just like a myth or a wives' tale of just kind of?
I mean, I feel like it could. I know when I fly, I feel like crap when I get places, but I'm also not training every day.
Yeah.
But I do think it does have an impact. Their sleep schedule, the time change. They have to, do things at different times that they were used to doing at certain times, based off the, schedule and stuff. And it's constantly changing. So I think it definitely does have maybe an accelerated wear and tear on them, I guess you could say. And then when it comes to fantasy, like you do see sometimes, man, players don't do as good when maybe it's a cross country game or something like that, or maybe on a short week, maybe they just kind of toss the towel in early and not go all out. So I think it does affect the player. You see it all the time. You'll see players get, in the single digit points, and you're like, what the hell? Why did this happen? And it's like, well, maybe they were just not in it mentally even sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so
I don't personally. I would like my lines to stay in the States. I don't want them to travel to play ball. Like,
right. Yeah. Hey, well, let's take a promo really quick. And then when we come back, we can talk on that some more too. I want to hear what you think about it.
Let us know, chat, what you guys are feeling about the international games. What kind of matchups you would like to see? Would you like to see like the Steelers playing the Seahawks or the Dolphins go up against the Chargers overseas? Just give us some of your thoughts and ideas on the expanded traveling that the NFL is doing for these teams. We'd like to hear your thoughts. And if you're here with us and joining us tonight, please like, share, and follow and subscribe. We appreciate that. The further you can get us out here to your socials, the furthest we could get out there, and it helps us out. It helps it out work out. We appreciate it.
Right. Yeah.
But first, here's a promo from Said.
Bring them things, I call the plug, bring them things.
That's money. That's cash out.
Forever you and me, right by my side's where you ought to be. 'Cause if I ever were to lose you, I just don't know what I'd do. Let me hear you now.
Welcome back, bandwagon faithful. Oh, yeah, those ads there, aren't they pretty funny? So, just to elaborate before we go on to our next topic of business here, I was kind of curious to know, too, with these international games and your fantasy lineups and such, how in your leagues are waivers being managed and different transactions being played when you got a team playing potentially on a early Sunday game, but you have players on your bench that either play the Sunday night or the Monday night game? Are you more inclined to roll the dice with the international game and hope for a spicy matchup, or are you just wanting to play the last player available in your lineup regardless to have that last shot at winning your matchups? So chat, let us know. Feel free to throw it up there in chat when you how you your strategy for international gameplay for your fantasy lineups.
I think it depends on the player, quite honestly.
Ooh, so do you want to do like a rapid fire? Like real quick, okay, so say you got Bijan Robinson playing overseas in the morning, right?
No.
You play Bijan Robinson in the morning?
No.
Or do you play a Kyron Williams on Monday night? And you say you're down 13 points.
I think it depends on who the Rams are playing and what game it is.
Yeah, because like talent-wise, I like Bijan over Kyron Williams. But if Bijan's playing like the
Like the Bijan we saw.
Say he's playing like the Eagles or a tough defense, versus Kyra Williams is playing the Browns on Monday night. I mean, Bijan's the better player, I feel, but Kyra has a better matchup. What?
But Bijan's overseas though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's playing the Eagles overseas in the morning, but Kyra Williams is playing Monday night against the Browns or something.
Yeah,
like,
see, it's just a lot. I probably
you're down 13 points.
Oh damn. I'd probably go Bijan.
I do too.
Just because he's a running back. It's different. Running back's a little different.
Yeah.
They're gonna get points.
So wide receiver. We'll do one wide receiver. We'll
okay.
foreshadow into our next top here. Would you play Tyreek Hill overseas against, say, let's do Seahawks? Or do you play Tee Higgins Sunday night against the Steelers?
Ooh. Probably go Tee Higgins, man, because they're gonna.
Yeah, I'm going T. I like those rivalry games. It's spicy, like those players have an extra edge to play with.
I'm not picking up Tyreek anymore. I'm done with Tyreek.
Whoa, is this
Tyreek is my
news?
Drake London.
Stead's done with Tyreek?
Tyreek is my Drake London. Yeah. I can't do it.
All right. Time of death. 2025 offseason said is done with your ass. See you, Tyreek. To be honest, my hot take too, I think I'm not drafting Tyreek in my leagues personally where he is at in draft boards, just because that whole situation has got me too concerned. Too many question marks.
Yeah.
And based off of his performance from last year, I mean, I know Tua was hurt for a good chunk.
Whatever.
And he had some questionable play, but I don't. Can we trust Tyreek Hill being our wide receiver one going into 2025?
Right. Tyreek Hill or Ladd McConkey?
I'm going to go Ladd McConkey. I know that's wild to say, but I'm feeling his vibes over Tyreek. I got bad juju on Tyreek right now, and I'm not feeling it.
Yeah. No,
I feel like the time to cash out on Tyreek is now. If you have him in dynasty leagues and whatnot, try to sell him.
Move on.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Fantasy reports first.
Yeah.
Move on from Tyreek.
All right, so some big names moving on to franchise tags.
Yeah, foreshadowing.
Yeah. The franchise 2025 NFL franchise tag window opened today. So we're going to start seeing people get hit with those tags like we did 2 years ago with Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs, and then we saw what happened, moved on to next year.
You don't pay the man, they go somewhere else and they be better.
Yeah, so
do you think the NFL learns a lesson of like pay your stars?
And we'll see. I think we're about to find out to see what the Bengals do with Tee Higgins. Because
the funny thing with that too is they still have to pay Chase.
Oh yeah. Dang.
Who gets the bag first? Because if they have the same agent, so if Chase sees T get that much money,
that's the thing too.
Like, hey man, you just got him that much. I want a little bit extra of that. Dang. Or Chase gets the bag first, and T's like, well, if I don't get that, I'm moving somewhere else. Someone else is going to pay me more than that.
You think Tee Higgins will move on? Where would he go?
Patriots, 49ers, Rams.
First off, 49ers
Chiefs.
just paid. The 49ers just paid what's his name, so they're not going to pay anybody else. Maybe the Rams. The Chiefs, I could see wanting to pay to get a solid
Texans,
receiver, but Texans don't need another receiver.
Well, Tank Dell doesn't look like he's going to be healthy to start the season. Who knows if they bring back Stephon Diggs or not, because he was on a one-year deal. So all they have is Nico Collins and Schultz.
Yeah.
Healthy as of right now.
So would you say Tee Higgins and Chris Godwin are the 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Or what about Stephon Diggs?
I think he's 3 because I think he still has that
Really?
fire. He has that drive and desire to play. It's just whether or not is he going to be able to perform on the field. Like, is he going to be able to
All of them.
replicate?
All of them were hurt.
Well, T is healthy, right?
Now.
Yeah.
Not the
Godwin
first
should
part
be
of the
healthy
season.
by the start of
Yeah.
the season. Maybe. But yeah,
you
as
think-
far as Diggs, I don't. Maybe he's a couple weeks out from after the season starts. He's ready to go. Yeah, a
Do you
lot of
think we'll
question
see one
marks.
of them move on? You think we'll see one of those 3 guys move on to a different team?
I think all 3 of those players you've mentioned,
Really?
I think they all move on.
Ooh,
I don't think
hot
they
take.
stay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me get that hot take banner on there.
It's that caveat with Tee Higgins of having the same agent as Chase. Is like they either get the same deal done with each other or it's close to, you know what I mean? Like maybe $1 million or so, whatever. But like they close get to this, or he's just like the Patriots are offering me almost twice as much, or the Chiefs are offering me almost twice as much, or I feel like I think he could be a wide receiver 1. He's shown us a lot in the time he's been in the league.
It's just behind Jamar Chase. It's kind of
Yeah.
hard to look like a wide receiver 1, right?
Well, you saw that big game that unfortunately was against your Broncos right before.
Well, that's because we have Pat Surtain on Jamar Chase.
Oh, yeah.
If Tee Higgins is a 1, then now Pat Surtain is guarding Tee Higgins. So
Yeah,
now
and Tee Higgins getting 0 catches for
So,
0
yeah,
yards. 0
exactly.
touchdown.
Exactly. He's getting 1 screen pass for 3 yards.
That is true, yeah.
That's the difference.
Ooh, yeah.
That's the difference. Yeah, so
You got a good point, though. Like I'm going to give you your flowers on this one. I think Patrick Surtain is going to shut down any wide receiver 1 in the league until he
that's what I'm
retires.
saying. Especially if they're a true wide receiver 1, because then he's going to guard
Yeah.
him for sure.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, A.J. Brown. Like,
we got hot
DK
takes coming
Metcalf.
in left and right. What up, Marcus?
whoa,
What up,
Higgins to
Pizzle?
the Commanders with Jaden Daniels. They have the salary space.
Higgins
That would be
too.
wild. Can you imagine that? Terry McLaurin, T. Higgins, and Jaden Daniels.
Man, I kind of
Give
want to
the
see
Eagles
Debo.
run for their money. Sam and Cool sweating in their little boots, thinking T. Higgins is coming to the division.
Right, especially when AJ Brown leaves.
Yeah,
When he demands to leave in the next month,
he will. Do you think so?
we'll see. I think you get kind of frustrated when you're like, I mean, he had decent stats, right? When you get okay.
I think he seemed a
stats,
little
I don't
frustrated this year, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like you want to like prove you're like,
And it showed in his
otherworldly.
fantasy, like, yeah, he was top 10, but like I felt he could be a lot better, but his quarterback held him back.
dang, Tee Higgins to the Commanders. They got the cap space to do
Dude,
it.
I like your take, Marcus. That's a great.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's hot as much as that's a spicy take. That's like that.
Spicy. They get in his ear. I mean, it's it started today. Again, we'll see what the Bengals do if they put.
I don't know exactly all the
exclusive tag on
numbers
them.
of like the teams with salary cap space, but I think the Commanders are top 3, if not 1,
Let's see.
because they have probably the most money to play with. Like, can you imagine if they brought in like a Tee Higgins and a Myles Garrett? Ooh,
They need it. I mean, they got the Super Bowl champs in their division.
right?
Let's see. This is according to Google.
Okay.
Patriots have 44. Wait, what team are you talking about?
Ooh, Marcus,
The Commanders?
Commanders. He said Commanders.
The Commanders have 37 million. They're number 2 actually in ranking.
Okay.
So the Patriots have 44. The Commanders have 37.
Damn. You think so, Marcus?
Yeah, the Cardinals got 35. They got money to play with too. To bring
Yeah.
in, oh man. Even though, he wouldn't be a number because they got.
Do you see this said? AJ Brown and Myles Garrett are package done deal.
What?
That would be wow. That would be,
What was it, 89 mil.
yeah. Like I could see it, and if I'm
Yeah.
them, why not go for it?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Because, like,
outside
think about
of
it this way, said, who in the draft do they get that would have an impact immediately better than like a Myles Garrett and an AJ Brown? or Tee Higgins?
Let's look at
Because those teams are going to be
touch on.
drafted towards the back of the draft, like bottom 20. Who do you think that's been mocked that is going to be comparatively as good as like a Myles Garrett or AJ Brown or Tee Higgins? Like, I don't think so this draft. I honestly think this draft isn't as strong as years past. I think we could see a lot of picks being moved in the draft class this year for players.
I'm trying to see if I can find a mock draft. Okay, here we go. Got Yates mock draft.
Yeah, where's Michael? We need him.
Right? Bring us some college players. Actually, I might have another guy coming in.
Oh, shoot.
College.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. If Higgins doesn't come, Washington will try to get DK. That's all I'm saying. I see
This guy's got the finger on the pulse here.
So here,
that would be sick. If they get one of those top 3 wide receivers, they are cooking.
Yeah. So mock draft, Yates got Washington taking a wide receiver, Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State.
So do you think that guy? Well, I mean, Michael.
I mean, it's just a mock draft. That's not what they're doing. But
if he were to go there, do you think his value would usurp, like long term, an AJ Brown or a Tee Higgins or a DK Metcalf?
Who?
Egbuka, you said? Like if they draft him instead of like going and buying one of these veterans.
I mean, if he has we saw all these rookie receivers come in ready to play. So I mean, if he has a season like that,
but we also saw Marvin Harrison not light it up all over the place too.
Yeah, but Marvin Harrison was a top 5 receiver pick. I feel like that's a difference.
Well,
top
is that?
5
so that's
first round.
I don't know. I wonder what Shady thinks about his Steelers. Who they're going to take this
I know
year.
it'd be nice. Yeah, I was gonna say we should. I wanted to get together a mock draft, do some mock drafts. So
that's
we'll get some mock drafts going. Here in the next couple of weeks.
We're all about that way too early. We did it all last season. Way too early mock draft.
Well, I mean, with the longer game, with the longer season, I mean, the Super Bowl just ended, and then you got OTA starting in like a couple weeks.
Well, think about it this way: we are little over 2 months away from the NFL draft.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, that's it, and then you're rolling from there. Right?
What do the Broncos take this year? I know we're on a tangent, but I'm curious who you think the Broncos should take. What are they at? 23? 24?
20? Yeah.
I think they should go wide receiver. No, running back. Sorry, running back. They have more of a running back problem.
We need a playmaker problem. We got running back, tight end.
Looking at you, Sutton.
Wide receiver, but what we're picking, I mean, we can get a good wide receiver.
Would you like a Buka or I'm probably butchering it and I apologize.
I don't know anything about these college people. I don't know nothing about them until they start talking about them in the NFL.
Yeah.
Nah, but
they're all fresh new toys once they get the NFL.
Yeah, no, I'd like to see them go running back, honestly. I saw that one way too early mock draft where they're getting, Jonty. And
Sean Payton trades up against Jetty.
No, where he just falls to him.
What? I don't think he gets past the Bears or the Cowboys.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's do a promo and keep this bus rolling.
Oh yeah, we're kind of all over the place.
Yeah, so let's get that going and then we'll get back into it after that.
Cool.
Yes. Welcome back, guys, here in Fantasy Reports. So, I'm just clicking off stuff. Here we go. So, looking at this class, though, moving on. It feels like there's a lot of teams that are going to be looking to take running back in the first round.
I got a
And-
GM cap question for you.
Yeah.
You're the GM of the Broncos, all right?
Mhm.
You got that big pocketbook. Would you rather invest at your running back position from what you saw last year of your young running backs? Would you rather roll the dice and go for another new one? Or would you pay out one of these veterans in free agency instead?
I'd probably roll the dice, just go for a new one because you saw what he did with.
So you'd
his
like
rookie
package
class
like
from
a
last year.
Estime Javante to somebody else to move up to get one of these
No.
running backs? Or
I wouldn't even move up. There's enough running backs in this class. I mean, Jonte could fall. I mean, these people could start going for the quarterback.
is there one you
and the lineman.
particularly would? Oh, I suppose you said never mind. You said you don't follow, so I was gonna say which one.
Well, I
would
was
you
just
like?
trying to look over some stuff real quick to see,
Yeah.
like, if one stood out. But there was a. Let's see what we got on the. There's a rumor mill about the Broncos targeting Taysom Hill. So, I mean,
Whoa, he can play the running back, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say if that is something that's true, he could come in and kind of help boost that running back.
They need a
room
tight
right
end
away.
too, right? Because who's their
Yeah.
tight end?
Who cares?
Yeah, Bo ain't throwing it to him.
Troutman, I don't know, some other dudes.
Yeah,
So,
if
yeah,
it's me, I think that's an interesting take for these GMs to do is whether or not they roll the dice and go out for one of these rookie running backs of this class, or if you invest in a established, stout veteran running back in your backfield.
Yeah, I mean,
And that couldn't come to fruition on draft day. We could see a lot of players being traded, a lot of picks being moved because it'll come down to philosophy. What these teams on the rise how they want to build their team. They want a young guy that has potential, or they want, a veteran guy who can get the job done.
Yeah, and I think we just got to see what they do here in the next couple of weeks, as far as like if they do it. Yeah, because like there's still like all these receivers that are going to be moving around. There's still some other running backs that are free agents as well too. Like you said, there are some big names that'll be jumping around. So.
Which team that is running back needy going into this next season is going to improve for fantasy value at the running back position? Like whoever they bring in or draft, like which team do you think whatever that running back is going to have a boost to their for fantasy value going into 2025?
The Raiders.
Okay. So like if the Raiders bring in like a big name running back or draft one that like even despite their offensive line might not be the best, but you're willing to go out in fantasy and draft those guys higher up.
No.
Than you would a veteran guy. Like if you were like, yeah, so like that's why sorry, I didn't mean the confusion, but like if you see a guy go to one of these teams that needs a running back, are you more inclined to draft that guy in your fantasy team versus going out and just taking the safe veteran guy that you know is going to get the snaps and the
Jonte, right? Ashton Jeanty or whatever.
Yeah,
like for sure, whatever team he goes to, he's going to be, for
fantasy. Would you take Jeanty over DeAndre Swift?
Yeah, probably not. Maybe
Jeanty over Jerome Ford.
Yeah.
Jeanty over Devon Achane?
Maybe it depends on what team.
Yeah, I'm just trying to gauge like where like his value would be as far as what round you would take him in.
Well, I mean, they got him as like the only running back in the. There we go, Caleb Johnson, out of Iowa.
Okay.
Well, Jeanty probably be taken up there. Like, I mean, I'd treat him like a Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry until proven otherwise.
So you would draft him like closer to like round
2.
Like
3.
when's the earliest you would draft him in your fantasy draft? Say it's a 12-round draft.
Well, I mean, I'd probably take him late in the first round.
Okay.
If Saquon's gone, if Derrick Henry's gone, if
Jahmyr Gibbs?
If Gibbs is gone, if Bijan's gone, if
Maybe Mixon?
I'd probably take him over Mixon. Whoa. Okay. Oh, I take that back. Because Mixon's a dog. But I'd think about it.
Yeah, it's definitely a thought.
I think about it.
Yeah. To finish off, this topic is just like I think these rookie running backs are gonna mold and shape this running back landscape for fantasy more than we think it might be. Like I think they could be definitely potential sleepers that you need to keep an eye on if your league mates are sleeping on in drafts this year going into 2025. Because if you see him fall into like the third or fourth round, you might be like, "Yeah, I'll take a shot at him."
Do you think we'll still see? People taking running backs earlier? Like, do you think we'll still see like a Christian McCaffrey as like a number 2 or number 3, or Saquon as like a number 1? Do you think that we're seeing a resurgence of the running backs?
Absolutely, I do. I think going into the 2025 fantasy season, based off this is just me, my perspective, what I saw from watching games and what I saw in my fantasy matchups along the teams that I have and the different leagues I have, I believe, I don't know the stats, I don't have the numbers, but I was more happy with the running backs I drafted in rounds 3, 4, 5, like with Derrick Henry falling, Saquon Barkley falling, like those guys, the later round running backs, that I was happy about the wide receiver in the first rounds, in the second rounds that I drafted. I felt like those running backs that I got later rounds held more value through the season long. It got me to more championships than my wide receivers did.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Totally
for
true.
2025, I feel based off that, I'm more inclined to invest in a running back earlier now with the new ones coming in and the vets like making noise this year. And they're going to get paid, which isn't going to affect the rookie running backs because these veterans are showing out, and then the rookies end up doing, it raises the market. And I feel like teams in the NFL are going to have to really pay. It's proof of the pudding right there, Saquon Barkley. Pay your running backs. If you got a superstar back there, don't let him go to another team in the league or even your division, Giants. Don't let him walk out the door.
He can sometimes be worth more than your quarterback, especially if your quarterback's not a superstar.
Yeah. Or a second string on a different team in the same conference. Yeah. Daniel Jones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't prioritize your quarterback just because you feel like you need to have a quarterback. If you have a superstar anywhere, and it's crazy because the Broncos, there were talks about like trading away Pat Surtain a few years ago. And it's like, no, if you have a superstar, a bona fide superstar, you don't get those players that often. You just got to figure out what to do with those players. Exactly. Like, you hold on to that player and you build around them. Everybody else, that's the thing, is these teams, they just go and overpay on these other players because they want to fill these positions. It's like, no, just keep cycling through. Like, keep cycling through. But no, now you're stuck.
How do you beat the Chiefs?
4 different running backs.
Superstar running back, an MVP level quarterback, and an amazing defensive line, and a young defensive secondary.
Right.
That's how the Eagles showed us how to beat the Chiefs. And now they're the best. They beat the best. They're the best. They paid for a running back in the offseason. They invested in a wide receiver one a couple years ago versus draft picks and A.J. Brown. They got their quarterback when they were like not so good when the year they drafted Jalen Hurts, and then they've been revamping that defense, and it's got them to where they wanted to be, where everyone wants to be, the Super Bowl, and they won.
Yep, they won. Not only did they win, they dominated in the Super Bowl.
They're just telling the Chiefs, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Right. But hey, let's keep it moving, keep this train going.
Should we hit another promo, you think, before we get to the next one? Yeah.
Let's get a promo in, and we come back, we'll get some NBA talk going, guys. So let's talk some basketball.
Stick with us on this bus, please.
Yeah, hang around.
Good luck, everyone here. Oh my Lord, who is this? Joe Burrow! Joe Burrow! AFC North smoked it right here, baby. Fanatics authenticated Joe Burrow on the the speed, incredible hit, going to Alpha Wolf. Congratulations, Alpha.
Joe Burrow.
Yo, guys, tax season's coming. You know what that
Oh,
means. Got some extra green laying around. And what better way to spend that extra green if you're a sports fan than using our promo code at Shady5. Get yourself some memorabilia. And if you do, let us know. Put us up in the chats and the server. Let us know what you got. We're curious. If you end up pulling a Tee Higgins signed helmet or a Tyreek Hill signed jersey or a Patrick Mahomes, whatever, let us know. We love to see it. And use our promo code and enjoy.
All right. Over there at Breaks GPT. All right. Yeah. No. So moving on. It's funny because Sunday night we were talking about the All-Star game.
Well, okay. So what did you watch any of it?
What?
The All-Star game?
No. I'm not watching the All-Star game.
Me too. So
it's a waste of time. But anyway.
I mean, I watched the highlights. I watched the condensed game. But what are we doing?
You were talking and you were saying that they should add in format.
Yes.
You said
3 and I said that before the game even started and before the weekend even started.
Yes. We have it on wax, guys. You can go back and listen to it. Check out our YouTube. But anyway, you said that you have
my catalog of episodes.
Format. So I'm looking at CBS Sports, man. This is from 5 hours ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
5?
5. Not days. Ours was days, guys. So we had that hot take first. Anyway, at the end of the disappointing NBA All-Star Weekend, there's been another round of talk about how to fix, quote unquote, the league's annual showcase. They go on to talk about it. The latest one is gaining some traction is a one-on-one tournament. In fact, the league has reportedly discussed implementing one with a $1 million prize, according to Front Office Sports. Over All-Star Weekend in San Francisco, Rachel Nichols asked a number of players if they would be interested in such an event. And you heard Justin say he didn't watch it. So it's not like we were watching and talking it. We were just manifesting this here. And then, we're
talking truth.
Yes, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah, for sure. If I had the chance to play one-on-one with anybody, I'd love to do it. Anything that can make the weekend more exciting, more fun for the viewers.
There he said it. More exciting.
Yes, more exciting. Anthony Edwards, hell yeah.
Bring your ass.
Would sign up while James Harden called the idea of fire. Dame really added that all the true competitors would be open to it, which Kyrie Irving echoed. Perhaps the most notable answer, however, came from Donovan Mitchell.
Spider?
I think it would be dope. The Spider, Mitchell said. Do I think we do it? Don't know. Yeah.
Chat, let me know. Are you with me? Get this 1v1 tournament going. What are we doing? Or do we like the All-Star game? Let us know.
So
do you prefer the All-Star weekend, or would you like a spice up? Would you like a shake up, like a 1v1 tournament? For how much? What was the grand prize?
$1 million.
Dude, I would watch a Spider versus Anthony Edwards. Giannis versus the Joker. Let's go.
Right. There was a new league, a WNBA league called Unrivaled. That's 3-on-3.
Really?
And they
Do we cover it here on the network?
No.
Damn.
Hey, we could. They just completed their inaugural one-on-one tournament.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, so they were doing it, one-on-one, get out there and break some ankles. Do
you think you'd have to organize it by position, though? Like, you wouldn't want, like,
no, you go
versus Kevin Durant.
No. Yeah, you do.
Oh, you do?
Man,
hell yeah! I thought you'd be more like let's make it Wild West.
I'm gonna send you that clip of Kyrie just smoking Wemby.
Let's have Steph Curry going up against
All-Star Weekend.
Jason Tatum.
Yeah, he'd smoke him.
I would watch the shit out of that.
Steph Curry would stop on a dime. He would just shoot threes from the other side of the court,
making him spin.
Yeah,
man, that'd be wild.
Yeah, and then on top of that,
talking about it, so that's a start. Hopefully, Adam Silver's listening, man. That it's not working. I'm sorry. Like I rewatched I at least watched the dunk contest and the 3-point contest, and I don't know. Like I guess there's nothing like fundamentally wrong with it. It's like a competition, but it's not as exciting as what I grew up on.
Yeah.
Like It was way better back in the day, but like now it's just, and like some of the people competing, like are these really like these are the best of the best 3-point shooters we got. These are the best dunkers we got.
That's the thing. A lot of them said they wanted to compete next year.
Except for LeBron, am I right?
Yeah,
I'm
right.
Sitting this one out.
We'll take the pictures. Stephen A was agreeing with an idea to have an international all-star game. So like US All-Stars versus the World All-Stars.
Hell yeah.
That would be pretty dope. Because I don't know what this mess is of them having the Rising Stars champ play against the All-Stars. I feel like that was a bit disrespectful, like Draymond said. Like the All-Star game is for All-Stars. It's not like for anyone else. Like that's
like making like the Pro Bowl games for football, like an all rookie team versus the all vets team.
Yeah, it's like they didn't earn that. They play against rookies, and if they make it to the all vet team in their rookie season, then they earn it. But so something like that.
I'm fully in the camp of like international all-star tournament or 1v1.
I think especially after seeing the popularity, like seeing all the love that the NHL got from the Four Nations competition.
Yeah, that's got a lot of good reception. Like a lot of people, I for one enjoy it personally. I think it's great. I mean, I don't know if they. I hope they keep it to Four Nations. I mean, if they expand it, I get it.
But they probably will expand it. There'll be other teams that want to get in. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, there'll be teams like watch. We'll see like probably like a UK team.
Yeah,
like somewhere like Denmark or something because they got like Sweden, right? So
yeah,
see like Denmark or one of those other like countries.
Yeah, for sure.
Those ice countries will be like, wait, we want to compete, and then they jump in on it too.
Are you not entertained?
But they were saying like
from an All-Star Weekend set is just it doesn't have its juice anymore. Like
it doesn't, and that's why? Because they honestly the juice died with Kobe in that helicopter crash, man. Because if Kobe were here, he would not. He'd been like, LeBron, you're not taking a picture. No, you're not gonna play. You're not take him out the picture. He'd be erased from the pictures for sure. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
That was like, how he handled it? He just told them like they didn't have enough time to have a replacement.
Well, I mean, he earned it, but it was messed up. It's like, why did you do that? Like, it just shows you how much it doesn't matter to the players because LeBron's the face of the league. If he doesn't care about it, like, why should they care about it? Right?
Why should Joker? Why should
the Joker doesn't care about it? Why should any of these other players go out there and play their hearts out? They're all afraid if they get hurt, they're not going to be able to get the contract and stuff, so they don't play as hard. It's like, just go out and play. It's a game. It's the same game you've been playing, and it's a game against the best. This is
and your friends, like people you don't get to play with all the time.
Yeah, it's your chance to prove that you're the best of the best. That's what I thought it was, and like it's not that. And they do all these other charades and stuff that's taken away from it. Like that tournament that they did was weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're trying to like get their like booth people involved and stuff. It's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
But it just didn't resonate with me, and I'm fully the camp of it needs to change for next year.
Yeah.
And how does that affect coming off the All-Star break, coming off all this rest for majority of the rest of the league? For fantasy basketball, where we look at, is there waiver wire pickups that are the hotness off of the break? Is there, because I know a lot of leagues have trade deadlines this week or the week following, so is there moves to be had? Is there our stars are healthy again? Just fire them up, or where are you leaning with your NBA team?
Yeah. Hold on, let me get this.
I'll keep it running. I mean, for me personally, I'm not looking at the wire at this point because I got my team all ready for the playoff push. I got my starters. I got my people that are unfortunately hurt and aren't going to be back for a while. So I've made adjustments before the All-Star break. I've already made my trade. So for me, I'm just standing pat and hoping my players like the Spider and they just keep balling out.
Who's been your biggest letdown?
On my team, my biggest letdown would probably have to be okay. So do we want to eliminate injury? Because I have a lot of
Yeah.
injuries on my bench.
Well, I mean, that'd be a letdown too, right? But
yeah. I suppose
you can-
we'll keep it in. We'll keep it in. So my biggest letdown, because I believe I traded for him, would be Brandon Ingram. I traded for this guy in the offseason, and he's been hurt for the majority of the league, and I haven't been able to use him in my lineup. For me, that's my biggest letdown, is Brandon Ingram. I hope he gets healthy and back, but the way I built my roster around him, I don't plan on it, and I'm not banking on it.
I feel like Toronto hopes he gets healthy too, right?
Oh, yeah, right.
Like
They're like,
missing piece
what the hell,
there.
guys?
Yeah. So he's been your biggest letdown, I guess, because of injury.
Yes.
What about not because of injury?
Not because of injury. Probably. I mean, this is a deeper one, but Jaden McDaniels, man, like he's been way too spiky and like dippy. Like it hasn't been consistent, because I like consistency in my lineup. I want the guys that keep giving me 20, 30 points solidly. But him, man, like I could have a week or two, I have a couple 6-7 point games with like 1 22-point game, or I can have a week where I have like 9, 31, 4, 2. It's like at that point, I don't know when to start them.
Yeah.
My favorite acquisition I've had for this year, my fantasy team, Michael Porter Jr.
MPJ, he's really been taking off.
Yeah,
taking off lately.
He's real. I've been putting him in my lineups over Jaden McDaniels. He's filled in the spot for me for Brandon Ingram since he's out. I mean, I love him. Like I've been happy.
Yeah. And then you said like waiver wires. I feel like a big one that's been saying and kind of stood out was Max Christie.
Yes, and he's very much available in a lot of leagues.
Because he was kind of buried, on the roster.
He's only 82%. I shouldn't say only. I think 80s respectively, but he's 82% rostered in sleeper leagues. If someone's got him, try to send out an offer for him. If you can get him before the deadline, I mean, I think it'd be a smart move for a playoff push, because he was buried on that lineup, and now he's getting some valuable minutes and production with Dallas.
Yeah, he's showing 2% rostered on my end.
Okay.
Like, oh, nobody looking at him.
Nobody
I feel
wants
like
your ass.
Max Chris, what'd you say?
Nobody wants your ass.
Right. Okay, and then we got Keyshawn George from the Wizards. I feel
Is that how you say it? Yeah.
Keyshawn.
Yeah. K George. I'll just
Keyshawn George.
Yeah.
It looks like he got about 30 minutes of playing time in the past 4 games.
The thing that weirds me out with him though is he's getting a lot of minutes and whatnot, but he's also playing on the Wizards. So
well, didn't they trade away everybody?
Yeah. So in theory, it should be good for him, but I think other teams' defenses can hyper focus him, because it's okay, this is the guy that we need to be watching out for on the Wizards. Everybody else is just happy to be there.
I didn't see that. It was pretty up and down before that. He's had some lows. He's been a little bit more on the low end, but he's just kind of popped off these past 4 games for sure. But I mean, again, then too, these are waiver wire ads. I imagine in basketball is a little bit different from football. You have your rosters built and ready to go, and enough bench room to where you're not definitely having to go out. But
any of these rookies you feel you're investing in for the second half of the season or for the start of next year, they can get probably cheap based off how their lack of performances or lack of playing time from this season, you might be investing in, or you kind of just
NBA, right?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Or yeah.
No, you're good. No.
Yeah, for the NBA.
Yeah. Man, gosh. So what do you mean, like?
For example, for me, I traded for Dalton Knecht because I thought he was going to Charlotte and thinking that would be good for him, and then that trade fell through. I mean, I still have him, but I felt like maybe it's a good event. Maybe he fits somewhere eventually with the Lakers, but
Yeah.
I was
I
really
thought he
banking
was
on
like,
the fact that he got traded.
well, I thought he was like taking off before he even got traded. I thought he was like, I thought they were talking about how good his 3-point shooting was.
Yeah.
You know, so
And
that
I
was
thought like
really
playing
weird
with
to
the
see that
Hornets,
they
he'd get a
traded
lot
him.
more playing time, a lot more minutes, and that he could like really take off. But thanks to his trade falling through, that didn't really end up that way.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's hard to tell when you do, you know, I mean, I guess if you're looking for like length and maybe like long term, it may be good to invest in. But then when you do see rookies like, you know, Keyshawn George and all the, you know, these other guys that are
Yeah.
getting like massive minutes, you know what I mean? Like,
It's kind of like also with fantasy football, like I like to say, is like volume is king. If you could get minutes, if you could be on the court, if you could play, then more often than not, you have the potential to put up points.
yeah, your ceiling is a little bit higher, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're getting 25 minutes a game, your ceiling's a little bit higher than somebody who's sprinkled in here and there. They're not even getting a definite amount of minutes. You know what I mean? They may get like 8 minutes one game. They may get like 7 minutes the next game. It's like Dalton Keck or whatever his name is.
Yeah, we'll give the Wolves props. They're giving Dillingham and Shannon more minutes, and I've been pounding that table since day one this season. They're finally starting to figure it out.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I feel like they kind of have to. They gotta really.
They have to make a push here.
He knows, like they have to. They're gonna have to depend on that youth. They're gonna have to depend on that and get those guys experience going into the playoffs because it's gonna be a dogfight, man.
There's nothing I dislike more than you drafted your rookies high, like with high expectations, whatnot, and then you don't give them opportunities to develop through the season, and then you expect them to be there come crunch time in the playoffs, and then you wonder why you fall flat on your face. It's like maybe you should have gotten their feet wet a lot more of the time during the season, and they didn't, poo-poo their pants when it comes crunch time when they're going up against the LeBrons and the Jason Tatums and the Spiders and those caliber players in the world.
That's the thing with Mike Malone too. He didn't really like playing like the younger players, but like now we're having to depend on these second, third year players. Like you have to kind of they made it to the league, man. I don't understand this whole thing of like, oh, they're a rookie, like it should.
Yeah, but they made it, like you said.
They made it to the league. They're in the league. That was the baby and end part was college or whatever they did before the league. Either way, they're here now. You put them out there, and I don't care what you say, trial buff. I don't know. That's just me though.
I'm with you on it.
Like just throw them out. Either they got it or they don't. If they don't got it, then good. You found that out, and you move on, and you can let them develop in the background. But like all this, like, letting them sit and like let them play, man. It's basketball for one. It's not like
it's not like the NFL when we're talking about this because like there's only 16, 17 games in the NFL and more if you get playoffs, but like there's 82 games in basketball. Like there's more, like it's longer in the sense there's more games to be played. So it's like you could let a couple here. You're not going to win them all. I mean, let's be honest. You're not going to win every single NBA game. So give a chunk of that to your youth, your freshness, the people you invested in for your future and see what you got. So if it doesn't work out, okay, we move on. Or if it does, you look smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all on board. Woo, basketball talk. So hot. Who are before we could maybe do you want to save it for promo? Who our teams are playing out of the break? Wolves and Nuggets?
Yeah.
Okay,
cool. Before you want to do it after?
Or
before? We'll do it before. So
okay.
coming out of the break, and the next game will be
for your Nuggets? You want to start
Thursday
off
the
there?
20th. Yeah, Thursday the 20th against the Hornets, and then
Yeah, at home.
at
That's
home
big.
against the Hornets, and then it looks like your Timberwolves play Friday the 21st against the Rockets.
Yeah,
in Houston.
dude. That's hard.
Yeah.
They coming right out of the break against Houston on Friday and OKC on Sunday.
Yeah. So, well, luckily you have. Well, that's you guys are jumping right into it.
Well,
we have a little bit.
We're
We
like
play,
we're
we play the
jumping into
Lakers on
full
Saturday.
pool in the middle of February, like
right. Yeah, we played the Lakers on Saturday, so that's our jumping into the cold pool, which
I think
I'm
you
not
got
a fan of. It's been like 10 degrees all day, so it's 3 degrees right now. I'm over this.
We've had school cancellations up here because it's been double-digit negatives before wind chill. Right now it's -4.
It's gonna be -2 tonight. It's supposed to be.
Feels like
It's not that
-10.
bad. Let's see. This one, ours, it feels like 1 degree.
I'll take that, man. Being
bad.
double-digit negatives all week. Been brutal.
Yeah.
We live in the tundra.
I'm good. I'm good off that.
You ain't visiting in the middle of winter.
Nope. I'll visit.
Yeah, my wife's family's from Western Colorado. They're like, ain't no way we're coming up there this time of year.
Nope. Let me know when it's the hottest point of the summer, and that's when I'll come and stay for a couple days before the snow comes. No, but yeah, let's go. So yeah, no, we got Thursday we got the Nuggets playing. The Hornets.
I feel like cruised by the Hornets.
And I think that's gonna be on TV.
Really?
Oh no.
Hey,
No.
I'd like to get some.
But they did finally make a deal with Comcast or whatnot, so they will be on TV. And then we got the Timberwolves against the Rockets.
Was it supposed to be on Prime?
What?
The NBA? Or is that the start of next year? I thought the NBA had a deal with some streaming service that's going to be they're going to have more games. Or maybe I was wrong.
You're wrong.
Because I thought their TNT deal ran out.
Probably. No, I think they did it. They re-signed the deal.
I don't know. Regardless, if it's
because I feel like Charles Barkley was like, "I'm not going to go anywhere if you guys don't re-sign it."
I'll still try to watch that Nuggets Hornets game on Thursday. I think the Nuggets would take care of business. I mean, the Hornets are youthful, they're young, they're hungry, but when you got the Joker, you got Porter playing good, you got Jamal Murray playing well. Business as usual. Take the dub.
Yeah. Oh, I think their prime deal does kick in 2025, 2026. So I think technically it'll kick in next
for the playoffs,
fall.
Or like the fall,
Wait.
like the. Okay.
Wait, I don't know how their seasons work, right? Because their playoffs start in April, right? So no, not that. It'll start for the next season. So in like October, or whatever.
Okay.
Starts up. Then it'll.
So who you got your big fantasy player on Thursday versus Charlotte? Who's your outside of Joe? I'll take Anthony Edwards out of the Wolves. We'll take Joker out of the Nuggets. Who's your big rising fantasy star this week for the Nuggets this week against Charlotte?
Jamal Murray.
Who?
Jamal Murray, the same guy I've been talking trash about.
Oh, really? You got beef with Murray?
I did, but apparently he heard me because he's been knocking it off. Had 46 points last game. Has over 100 points in the last 3 games.
Maybe he'd like to defend himself on the show on the network.
Real life points, he had 55 in the last game.
Oh, wow.
Big dog status.
Damn.
Big dog status. So, yeah, Jamal Murray. That's who I would be rocking with, I'd say. And then, yeah, MPJ, of course.
How about I think the Spicer matchup is Saturday. How do you feel about matching up Saturday? Luka's playing
against the Lakers. That's the challenge. That's the test.
You are home, though. You're at home.
Yeah, but they got Luka and LeBron.
You got the Joker.
LL Bean. I know.
Who's he guarding? Is he guarding Luka or is he guarding LeBron?
He's guarding everyone. He guards.
He's like, come into my paint and see what happens.
Exactly. Whoever steps into the pit, that's who he's guarding because he ain't following you around. Because
I think Murray's taking Luka and
I think
Joker's got LeBron.
I think Joker might get LeBron, but I think MPJ might get Luka.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Because Luka plays point. You think Jamal would play opposite of him?
Oh, I guess Luka is playing point, huh? But I don't think Jamal would cover Luka though.
I don't. Maybe. Well, I look forward to seeing if it's on TV on Saturday.
Right. Let's see. Let's see what they got as a lineup right here.
That's a tough one. That's a toss-up. I don't know.
It's definitely.
I want to go Nuggets, but I can see LeBron and Luka.
Nah,
how do you guys on Saturday?
Nuggets got this, bro. I'm not even worried about the Lakers.
You sure? Not even a little bit?
Not even a little bit, man. We're going to put Christian Braun. First off, Christian Braun is going to be guarding Luka.
Oh, he's starting?
Brown. He'll probably be starting. Him or Russ.
Okay.
Him or Westbrook. So one of them be guarding Luka. And then Jamal be guarding like Gabe Vincent or Dalton Neck or whoever the hell they have on the other side.
Yeah.
Milton or whatever his name is. Whoever else they have starting. But I don't think Jamal. He might guard Luka. I mean, why not? Just to get a tune up for the playoffs. Get it going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't think he will. I could be wrong. No. What about the Timberwolves though?
Timberwolves, they got the Rockets on Friday. I think man, that's tough. And they're in Houston.
Taking out Anthony Edwards. Taking out Rudy Gobert.
Nas Reed, man. He's played hot before the All-Star break. I think he remains hot. They got to give him more minutes. I know you paid for Randall, you paid for Gobert, but like, ball is ball. You got someone playing hot right now. You gotta just stop getting cute. Like, you got a hot hand. Don't put him on the bench.
That's what they did last year in the playoffs too, right?
Yeah,
that's why they got rid of Cat because Nas Reed was taking over, and they're like, Cat was getting all.
They're like, "Nah, Nas, you're a six man, okay? We got this $30 million man over here a year that we gotta play."
Yeah,
money only goes so far. If you're not gonna pay for how much you get paid, you can take a seat.
Yeah. If I'm having to constantly worry about you, and you get paid a lot. Yeah,
which the Wolves had with Rudy and with Julius Randle this year. They're liabilities. I mean, not that I'm not anti them. I'm rooting for them actively. I want them to succeed, but ball don't lie. They're not playing well. So you can come off the bench and play your 30 minutes, but you're not getting 40.
Yeah.
So Nas Reed is my guy at Houston on Friday night. I think the Wolves, if they play good perimeter defense and they hit their jumpers and their open shots, should be fine. But it's when they go like 6 for 20, 8 for 14 and field goals that it tends to get a little bit scary. And they play a lot more faster catch-up ball because they're usually behind because they're missing shots and no one wants to rebound.
And then on top of that, how do you feel about this when Anthony Edwards says he doesn't see himself as the face of the league? He sees Wemby as the face of the league.
That's
what
humble.
are your thoughts on that?
Real talk, I know Anthony Edwards knows he's that dog. He knows he's the guy, but
he's like a KG though. I don't want to get stuck in that KG world where he doesn't win a championship, but I mean, while Joker's in the league, I don't think I want him to win a championship. To be fair, yeah,
but like I think it's humbling. I think it's mature of him to say something like that, like because honestly, that's what they want to see. They're young, like big international star, be taking the torch over LeBron. But if Edwards wants to get past, he's got to play better. I mean, not to say Wemby's playing better than him, but like you got to play like you want to be the face of the league. I mean, I think he's more focused on winning games and winning for the team than he is trying to like be the poster child, if that makes sense. Like he's trying to take care of business in-house before he starts trying to market it and sell himself all over the place and be that guy.
Man, that's understandable.
He's kind of
Nothing
like
wrong with
Joker in a
that.
way where like he just doesn't like really need to advertise himself. He knows what he is. He is what he is.
I am what I am. Let's take a promo really quick.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Get one in. We'll be right back, guys.
Thanks for tuning in
Don't
with
forget
us.
that like button. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Boy, that's the story of my life. No respect. No respect.
Alrighty.
Welcome back, bandwagoners.
Yes, sir. Let me pull this up. I feel like I never have nothing pulled up. I never have nothing about nothing.
Well said does that. If you guys got a minute, please like, subscribe, and follow the network and the show. Helps us out a bunch. And chime in on here and chat. We love to talk with you. Bounce topics off of you and hear your guys' point of view. So feel free to add to the discussion and chime in.
Right. All right, here we go. I'm gonna name some names and let me know what you think about them.
Yes. Rapid fire, deep like
yeah, rapid fire. Start, set. Would you start, set, or set this player? Evan Mobley,
start.
Domantas Sabonis,
Start.
Jamal Murray.
Start.
Okay. Karl Anthony Towns.
Start.
I mean, he is like the second best center right now.
Yeah.
Especially with Joel being out. Jordan Poole.
I'm gonna say sit. I don't know if he's starting or if he's
He
Wizards.
is Washington. He is the Wizards. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What is averaging?
As soon as I said I don't know if he started, I'm like, oh wait, it's the Wizards. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm still gonna say sit because I don't know who they're playing, but I know they're probably gonna get bounced all over.
Yeah. He got 42 points last game.
Oh shit, he did?
Scored 42 points. Yeah.
Just that one game or
yeah. Well, he scored 45 like 4 games before that.
wow.
But
My radar has not been on Mr. Poole. That's the case. Fire him up.
He'd just be chucking it. I don't know. I'd probably say
What's his field goal percentage? 27%. He's like 12 for 43.
Let's see. For the season, his field goal percentage is .418.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. If he's getting the minutes and
6.9 out of 16 and a half a game.
okay.
So a little bit under half his shots. So he's chucking up half, and then he's actually setting up for the other half. And he's getting a little under half.
Those are good. Those are good names. I haven't heard of some of them in a while.
Yeah, Bobo. He's been playing a lot, I feel like, over in Phoenix.
Yeah. That's a player, too, I wish would get – I think he's also buried on the roster. Like, he's been passed around the league because he's just been a depth piece, buried. But I think he's a solid 5.
Ooh. I got one for you.
Yeah.
You said you're needing to replace. Who'd you say you needed to replace? Anyway.
Brandon Ingram, I said?
Ben Simmons.
Well, I've never really liked Ben Simmons, so it's a little biased. So,
shoot, he's over with the Clippers now. Though it's game time now. He's in that
I
warm
know.
weather Woo, he got
see, that scares
12
me because,
points,
like,
7
being over there
rebounds
with the
last game.
Clippers, I feel like they could hold water and stay in, like, that 5-6 spot in the West.
Well, look at their team. But
Well,
we
I don't
saw
know where
also
they're at right
last
now.
time what happened when Ben Simmons played with James Harden.
Oh, shit, what happened?
Ran James Harden out of town.
Are you saying we might see a relocation for one of those players?
I don't know. If they don't do anything in the playoffs, I think we could.
Yeah. I think, yeah, especially for the Clippers this year, what they do in the playoffs is going to be a real hard splash of water to their face this offseason. They really have to decide which direction they want to go.
Yeah. Speaking of directions.
See how I did that? It was clever.
Yeah. What are we going to talk about on Sunday? I was thinking mock draft.
Mock draft. Ooh. Do we want to get some help on the mock draft, or me versus you, or
For what do you mean?
Oh, I know. I just heard you say mock draft and my ears perked up.
Yeah, I know. You just put a mock, maybe like a 10-player mock draft together for for fantasy football, right?
Yeah.
So fantasy
we can
football
work it
top
out.
10, I guess. I guess it'd just be like a top 10. Or would it be a mock draft? I don't know.
I think it would be a mock draft, right?
Yeah, we can say it's a mock draft. It's really just a ranking, right?
Yeah.
I would say.
We can work it off, Cat. We will workshop it. It'll let you all know in the socials.
Yeah. What would you guys like to see? Let us know. I mean, and then
give the power to the people.
You guys in the rewatch, you guys watching on a rewatch. What would you like to see? Jump over to the Facebook group, Shady Sports Network, our fantasy reports, and tell us what you want to talk about. What best comments. We'll get it on the show. We'll bring it in. We'll talk about it.
Top 10 rank, mock draft. We're open.
That's Marcus. We'll bring it all in. Whenever you want to chat, we're chatting that too. We're game for it. So we appreciate you guys watching, So let us know. Jump over, and check out the Discord group as well. SSN Content Sports Talk.
We got a basketball channel in there. We got the fantasy channel in there still. So drop your lineup advice, your potential trades you have, your rosters. We'll be happy to go over it with you. You could be the first one. We're still looking for the first roster review.
Yeah, so get your rosters in there, especially dynasty players. You got your drafts coming up in about 2 months, 2.5 months.
Yep.
So let us know. Let us know what you want, what you're doing. We definitely would love to look over it. And give you our honest ranking and review, I guess you could say, of your team, especially with Justin. I'll let him do it. He's the expert. I'm just here to talk and say stuff.
Well, you are God on this channel, so you control what goes and what doesn't. But no, you won a championship this year, didn't you? I got 0. I got 0 ships this year.
I came one Tyreek Hill move away from winning another one too. So
that's why you got him on your shit list.
Yeah.
He's now your Drake London.
He is now my Drake London because I fooled into Jack for me when it came down to it, man.
Hey, Jalen Waddle did it to me one year, and I have never let that go. He is still in my doghouse forever.
There's too many good players to let it go. Why would I let it go when there's so many other receivers out there?
And he kept you from a ship. It was really one play.
I think it was. Yeah. I think it was because I looked at, man, if I'd have had those points from who I would have put in. Amon Ra.
Damn.
Right? Or no. I'll have to go back and look and see. I don't even want to look.
Still though, but you still feel the burn. You know what
it was a good burn, but it was still all love. It was fun. That's how it goes though, right? That's the point of it, right? You never know when you have too many. You think you can pick and choose, and then it's you got to remember the timing and the week and who they're playing.
That's my homework for the chat for Sunday. Tell me who's in your fantasy football doghouse for 2025. Who is your player? Who's your Drake London Who's your Tyreek Hill? Who's your guy that you're like, I don't care what he looks like, what he smells like. He's out. He's done. Doors closed. Gone with him. I'd like to know. I'm curious. Maybe we get a lot of the same players. Maybe we get some rookies or some wily vets. I'd be curious to know. So feel free to hop on and add that to our chatter.
Right.
I know I've talked about it a lot out here through the season with Fantasy. We all know who's in my doghouse forever and always.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Playing us off with the Oscar music.
Freaking
time
some music
set?
going. It's about that time, man. I thought it was a pretty good show.
Hell yeah. I had fun. Thank you, Marcus, for chiming in.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
all
you, guys.
tuning in with us on a cold Tuesday night. Stay warm.
Tuesday night. Hit that like button, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. Please
Heat it up
share.
in here. It might be cold outside, but in here it's hot. It's popping. Subscribe. Check us out on the network. We got Monarchs of Wrestling. We got NFC Beasts. Did I say that right?
NFC Beasts, yeah. They
Eagles
talk about
Elite. We
that.
got all kinds of stuff.
Crappy
We got all
league.
kinds of sports. We're going to hopefully start getting into some Italian football.
Get that Italian football on here. We'll be touching up on that.
Maybe we could talk to
Talking about
Big
the
Boss
frogs
Man
and
and
the
check out this
rhinos.
women's basketball league tournament. See if that pops
Hey.
up on there. It's we're always looking to add fun stuff, cool sports.
Yes. So you guys watching, if you got some sports you want to talk about, come talk to us, man. It's Shady Sports.
Yeah.
We want to give a voice to the ones that feel they want to have a voice. Come have a voice with us, and definitely please feel free to come join us on the round table. We'd love to have you on. We do this every Tuesday, every Sunday night. We're live here on Shady Sports Network. So hit us up, let us know, and we'll get you in here. So yeah, like Justin said, thank you for taking the time to hang with us.
Use our promos as you got them. See fit. Like to know what you received from any of them. And also, I know we haven't done it in a while, but if you want to hit us up directly, you got Seth over there at 303 Bandwagon, and you got me at Teshera on most social platforms, and happy to answer and chat with you. So feel free.
Please. Yeah. We'd love to chat with you. So, yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. It's been Fantasy Reports on Shady Sports Network. And if nothing else, we hope you guys have a wonderful night.
Go Wolves.
I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. Changer. I'm a game changer.